Julia Jeske, Decoding Fox News. So, Fox News has completely ignored the Jeffrey Epstein scandal for the past 2 weeks. And when I mean completely ignore, I mean completely ignore. It's radio silence. So I decided to go through my archives and look to see what they used to say about Jeffrey Epstein. The next 3 videos are sort of dedicated to sort of 3 people that they decided were enemy number 1 in regards to this Jeffrey Epstein scandal. This first one's going to be about Bill Gates. They keep implying that Bill Gates somehow had Jeffrey Epstein murdered, or that Bill Gates was the center of this whole scandal. So here we go.
Why, for example, do the richest people in the world, Bill Gates, for example, spend so much time around Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, he's dead. So, in general, you always have to be careful.
Is there a lesson, Bill Gates, from this whole story? Well, he's dead. He's not dead. Very much alive, joining us tonight. He's dead, says Bill Gates. What do you make of that?
I think I make of it the same thing everyone else does, Tucker. Wealthy, powerful men in the history of mankind all have access to things. They have access to better steaks and hotter women and faster cars, and they also have access to people who can make other people disappear if they're going to make problems for you. Today we have Bill Gates out there running around scot-free, who was so close to this man that his wife, by her own admission, left him in part because of his relationship with him.
No. But what Bill Gates needs to do better is explain his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, the notorious underage sex trafficker. Gates and Epstein had known each other for years, grabbing dinner from time to time. Better be careful. Might wind up dead.
Gates doesn't know what he's talking about, and he should stick to doing what he does best, which is women at Epstein Island.
Also, new evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing Bill Gates. And it didn't take long for Epstein to connect the dots on Gates and Mila and realize the two of them were having an affair. He threatened to expose the affair unless Gates gave him what he wanted. And that's what we call blackmail, ladies and gentlemen. He gathered up intel on powerful figures, a lot of it involving women, use it to blackmail them for cash or favors. No wonder he never made it out of that cell. Imagine the people he could have exposed, including Bill Gates.
It's also notable that Bill Gates himself reportedly had a number of extramarital affairs, including with Microsoft employees, and had several meetings with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Gates, by the way, says it was a mistake to associate with Epstein. You think?
Bill Gates, you nasty man.
Bill Gates was sort of the focus of this Epstein scandal conspiracy. And if you've ever wondered why a network like Fox News can get away with saying outrageous things about somebody like Bill Gates and like basically imply that he's a murderer, it's because the more famous you are, the harder it is to sue for defamation. So somebody like Hillary Clinton, who they say completely absurd, crazy things about, would have a hard time in court proving that Fox knowingly lied and they did so to harm her. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of hard to explain that law. But basically, elected officials have the toughest time trying to prove defamation. And when you're very, very, very famous, like Bill Gates, it's also very difficult to prove defamation because there's just a mountain of stuff already published about you. And Fox could turn to any of it and say, well, we read this, we read that, and we were influenced by it. And it's also very difficult to prove intent. You have to prove that Fox knowingly did that to harm you. And that's very difficult. So this next series of clips, and boy, I could have given you easily a half an hour on this person, was Bill Clinton. So the folks at Fox just found every reason to bring up Bill Clinton in regards to Jeffrey Epstein. They would just be like, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, you know Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton. Just want to point out that Donald J. Trump was on the private jet that Epstein owned 7 times, and Clinton was on it 4 times. Now, Clinton may have done something wrong. We might ultimately find evidence that he was part of this or that he engaged in illegal activity. You know, if he did, he did, and he should pay the price for it. I'm not here to defend Bill Clinton because I don't know. I just find it comical how much they've tried to make this about Bill Clinton and not Donald J. Trump. And again, this is just a tiny smithering, a tiny, tiny sample of the Bill Clinton references. Here we go.
Her husband has been Me Too'd and has been fingered to be on Epstein's island.
In the deposition, one victim was also asked, did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? She answered, quote, he said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls.
Some of the world's top business and political leaders, including former President Bill Clinton's name on the list.
Listen, these documents made what already looked like a cozy relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton look even cozier. I mean, if Jeff Epstein had been offering frequent flyer miles on his private jets, Clinton would have a platinum membership.
And former President Bill Clinton is reportedly about to be identified in several court documents related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
ABC News has reported that Bill Clinton will be identified as John Doe 36. The Epstein files, they have been released, and we are now learning the names of more than 150 individuals allegedly associated with the powerful convicted pedophile. That includes former President Bill Clinton. Now, what about Bill Clinton? How does he factor into this when we know he's a liar? We know the issue of Monica Lewinsky. I've got to believe that a lot of Americans suspect there might be some truth to this, especially with the number of times he was on the plane.
One name that appears 50 times in the documents is former President Bill Clinton. One of Epstein's accusers, Joanna Schoberg, testifying that the pedophile told her that Clinton, quote, likes them young, referring to girls.
Just on linking Donald Trump to this, when Bill Clinton has so much more exposure.
Just a round of docs, former Epstein employee invoking her Fifth Amendment rights 42 times when asked, among other questions, if she had been on an aircraft with former President Bill Clinton. She refused to answer.
And another 300 documents were unsealed, putting more scrutiny on former President Bill Clinton.
If our old friend Bill Clinton, how you doing? Good to talk to you. We know he had a relationship with Epstein. That's been reported on. Is he in the? Is Bill Clinton? Is he in those files also?
Investigation on the Epstein files. Who's the first witness?
I don't know. Bill Clinton. Dead. Democrats have Epstein fever. Will the Democrats' newfound obsession with Epstein backfire on Bill Clinton?
So again, because I'm not in a cult and I don't worship anybody, if Bill Clinton, they do ever link Bill Clinton to anything that was illegal or unethical or disgusting with underage girls, you know, throw the book at him. I don't care. He should face the consequences like anybody else. I'm not loyal to him because he's a Democrat or anything like that. I just want to get that out. Right at the moment, there's nothing that would link him to any illegal behavior or the sex ring or anything like that. So nothing. The only people that have been implicated criminally have been Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, his co-conspirator. But we're going to move on to Senator Dick Durbin. Now, I love Senator Dick Durbin because there's a recent clip of him in the Senate, like the basement of the Senate. I don't know what you call that, the hallways underneath the Senate, where they're walking around, the press comes up to them, and Johnny, who works for Jesse Waters, runs up to him with a mic, and Dick Durbin just goes, oh, Fox, Fox News, whatever, basically. And I called it my inner monologue because that's what it feels like with me every single day. Anyway, for a minute, Fox News decided that Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, a Democrat, was somehow the reason why the Epstein list wasn't getting out. That's not true. But they did focus on him, which is why I collected these clips of them lamenting about Dick Durbin as if he were the... it's just kind of funny if you know Dick Durbin at all and his whole energy and style, as if he was somehow part of this cover-up. It's just absolutely absurd. Here we go.
Also, give credit to Marsha Blackburn. She's been relentless on this. She's the one who brought it out. And the big mystery is, why is Dick Durbin standing in the way? I mean, obviously, he's not on anybody's manifest. Why were you standing in the way all this time and then denying that you're actually doing it?
It's been 2 weeks since Senator Blackburn sought a subpoena to get access to Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs. Senator Dick Durbin won't allow it. Friday, the Senate takes a 3-week vacation, of course. So Durbin has 48 hours to stop protecting Epstein. Sources tell Primetime that Durbin's digging in and doesn't like being bullied. Poor little Dick. We should all care more about Dick's feelings and getting to the bottom of the biggest international sex trafficking ring America's ever seen. Who was on Epstein's plane? Why are they being protected? What kind of intel op was it? And why is the FBI still withholding surveillance videos? If Durbin doesn't move in 48 hours, he's going to be on Santa's naughty list. but that's nothing compared to Primetime's naughty list. Congress leaves for a 3-week vacation in less than 24 hours, and Senator Dick Durbin still refusing to subpoena Jeffrey Epstein's flight log. We reached out to Durbin's office once again and asked if he has any plans to subpoena the records before going on vacay, but Dick's given us the cold shoulder.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more content like it, please like and subscribe and share this video as it helps bring more traffic to this channel. Decoding Fox News is also on pretty much every social media platform except for TikTok. Not a huge fan of that platform. They don't seem to quite understand what I do. And I'm 100% supported by people just like you. There's some links in the description of this video if you want to become a paid subscriber, paid supporter to Decoding Fox News. But again, just sharing this video also helps. Thank you so much.